The AP, San Francisco Peiter Zatko, Twitter's former head of security, has made some startling new findings that have cast severe doubt on the platform's security, its capacity to spot and delete false accounts, and the veracity of its assertions to users, shareholders, and federal regulators. Zatko, often known as Mudge among hackers, is a reputable cybersecurity expert who rose to fame in the 1990s and later held important roles at Google and the Pentagon's Defense Advanced Research Agency. Early this year, Twitter let him go from his security position due to what the firm said is ineffective leadership and poor performance. Attorneys for Zatko assert that this is untrue. Here are 5 conclusions to draw from that whistleblower claim. The security and privacy systems on Twitter were grossly inappropriate. By agreeing to implement more robust data security measures, Twitter settled a Federal Trade Commission probe into its privacy practices in 2011. In contrast, according to Zatko's complaint, Twitter's issues grew worse with time. For instance, according to the complaint, Twitter's internal systems gave access to too many workers to user personal data that they didn't require for their professions, creating an environment that was inviting to abuse. According to the complaint, Twitter proceeded for years to harvest user information, including phone numbers and email addresses, that was only intended for security purposes for ad targeting and marketing activities. Twitter's whole service could have irreparably collapsed under pressure. A cascading data center failure raised worries that it would soon spread to Twitter's vulnerable information systems. According to the complaint, that meant that Twitter was unsure if they could get the service back up if all the centers went offline simultaneously, even for a small period of time. Estimates of downtime ranged from weeks of non-stop operation to total irreparable failure. Twitter fraudulently disclaimed fake spam bots to regulators, investors, and Musk. In short, Zatko's complaint asserts that Twitter management have no motivation to accurately gauge the incidence of bogus accounts on the system, which is a contention made by Tesla CEO Elon Musk, whose $44 billion attempt to acquire Twitter is scheduled for trial in October in a Delaware court. On January 6, 2021, Twitter might have been sympathetic to fired workers. In his complaint, Zatko claims that he started to worry that workers sympathetic to the rioters might try to sabotage Twitter as a mob gathered in front of the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, eventually storming the structure. The fact that it was impossible to shield the platform's key systems from a potential rogue or disgruntled engineer looking to cause havoc increased his level of worry. The complaint claims that all engineers had some type of crucial access to Twitter's essential functions and that there were no logs. Nobody understood where data lived or whether it was critical. A matter of play for other governments.